I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. So first of all, let's like write the formulas for every shape which we have. So for every shape, we have TSA, which is the total surface area. We have CSA, which is the curved surface area, and the volume. So TSA and CSA, you know the difference. What is TSA and what is CSA?
So CS is curved surface area and TS is total surface area.
So let's say you have a cube. Now, what will be the total surface area of it? I mean, not the formula, but tell me how do you
6A,
calculate?
6A square.
like the surface area of all these sides.
Yeah, surface area of all the 6 faces, right? What about if it's the CSA?
Of only the 4 sides,
Only the 4
So four,
sides, excluding the
top
height
and the
and
bottom.
exactly the top and the bottom. So for a cuboid, tell me what is the TSA?
Two LB plus BH plus HL.
Right, 2 LB plus BH plus HL. What is the CSA?
Two L plus B into H.
Exactly, or it can be like 2 LH plus BH. So basically, TSA में से you have to remove just this HL and then you get the CSA. What about the volume? Volume is super easy.
so L into B into
LBH.
H.
L into B into H. I'll tell you a generalized formula to calculate the volume. So volume is basically
Base into height.
Exactly, base into height. So this formula for volume works for all of the shapes. So let's say for a cuboid, you have the base area as length into breadth. So this is the length into this breadth. So base area will be L into B and the height is H. So L into B into H is the volume for the cuboid. Okay. Now, if you know the formulas for cuboid, you can easily tell the formulas for cube. So before that, first tell me what is the difference between a cube and a cuboid?
Sir, in cube, all the sides are equal.
Okay, so that means L is equal to B is equal to H. And let's say all of these things are equal to one variable, say A. So tell me the formula of TSA, CSA and volume in terms of A.
TSA
So
is
6A square,
6A
4A
square.
square.
volume is a cube.
Exactly. TSA is 6A square. CSA is 4A square.
4A square.
And volume is
A cube.
A cube. Now, if I talk about the diagonal of a cuboid, what is the formula for diagonal of a cuboid?
Sir,
Root.
Yes.
so just wanted to tell you that in cuboid and cube, we don't have any CSA, we have LSA, lateral surface area.
Right. So exactly. Right. Correct. So lateral surface.
You have written
yeah,
curved surface area.
Okay. Nice. So lateral surface area is for like curved surface area only comes into play when we have a curved we have a curved shape. Okay. And lateral surface area is for shapes like cube and cuboid. Okay. So yeah, I was talking about the diagonal now. Diagonal of a cuboid is
Root L square plus B square plus H square.
okay. Now, if I want to like, let's say consider this cuboid to be a room. I want to insert a rod in such a way that the length of the rod is the highest, like longest rod which can be inserted into this room. What will be the length of that?
The diagonal.
Diagonal. Okay, so this is what you have to remember. So question comes like, tell the longest rod which can be placed into a cuboid. So indirectly they are asking you to calculate the diagonal. Okay, what will be the diagonal for a cube?
Root 3A.
Root 3A. You just have to put L, B and H as A. So you'll get root 3A square. A comes out of the square root and we have root 3A as the diagonal. Great. Let's move on. So next shape is cylinder. So first tell me what is the CSA for the cylinder?
2 pi RH.
2 pi RH. What is the TSA?
2 pi R plus H.
Okay, now rather than remembering 2 pi R plus H, what I do is, देखो CSA and TSA में क्या फर्क है? We have to first add CSA for calculating the TSA. तो CSA में we have only the curved surface area. अभी ऊपर का area and नीचे का area has to be added for calculating the TSA. So what I do is I do 2 pi RH plus area of these two circles, the upper circle and the base circle. So that means 2 times of pi R square. So I only remember the formula for CSA, and using that I derive the formula for TSA. Okay. Now volume के लिए तो मैंने वापस से बताया था base area into height. So यहाँ पे भी वो apply हो जाएगा. Tell me what will be the volume then?
Pi R square.
Pi r square h.
Pi R square into H. So this is the base area, which is the circle, and the height. Pi R square times H. Okay, now let's talk about the cone. So cone mein we have two things. We have H, we have R, and we have a slant height. Let's say I write it in terms of L. So relation between L, H, and R is what?
L is equal to square root of r square plus h square.
Okay, it's written over here. L is equal to square root of R square plus H square. Now what is the CSA of a cone?
Pi R
Pi r l.
Pi R plus L.
No, it's only pi R L. What about the TSA?
Pi r plus l.
Again, what I do is I add the CSA and then either केवल एक base area I have to add only the base circle. So pi R L plus pi R square will be my TSA. What about the volume?
1 by 3 pi r square h.
1 by 3 pi R square.
1 by 3 pi R square H. All right. Okay, let's go to square now. Yeah, what is the TSA for a spare?
Four pi r
4
square.
pi R square.
Okay, what is the CSA of the spare?
It is the same because the whole surface is curved.
Right, great. So CSA is same as TSA in case of a spare. So CSA is also 4 pi R square. What about the volume?
4 by 3 pi R cube.
Great, 4 by 3 pi R cube. That's all for a spare. Now hemisphere, as the name suggests, hemi, that means half. So it's half of the spare. So everything becomes half for a hemisphere. Now TSA will be, okay, first tell me what is the CSA for a hemisphere?
2 pi r square.
Okay, what about the
2 pi R
TSA?
square.
3 pi r square because the circle will also be counted in the
Exactly,
base
the
part.
base circle gets added. So 2 pi R square plus pi R square. So this will be 3 pi R square. Okay, volume?
Two by 3 pi R cube.
2 by 3 pi R cube. Okay, that's all. These were the only shapes which we have. So अब बताओ कि किस किस के फॉर्मूले याद करने में you have difficulty. There are not a lot of formulas. मतलब there are a lot of formulas, but if you learn it via a trick, I mean volume का you can calculate using base area into height. If you know the formulas for cuboid, you can derive it for cube. If you know the formulas for hemisphere, sphere, you know the formulas for hemisphere. So only thing which you have to remember is the cylinder and the cone. That's all. Okay. Okay, try this question. Now, before calculating the final answer, you have to share me your approach. I mean, sir, we are adding this CSA, we are adding TSA. What exactly you are doing? Puneet, you have calculated the final answer so fast. You've done this before, or like you have solved it just now?
No, in my mind I've done.
The whole calculation also.
No. Calculation part is did it in rough work, but the CSA plus all that I had it in my mind and then did it.
Okay,
I have to write it on the notebook now.
okay. Anirban, correct. Dhruv, yes, your approach is correct. Okay, Puneet, correct. Anybody having any doubt in like how to solve this question or what exactly we have to calculate? Okay, let me explain the question now. So basically what is given is that we have a playing top and it has a cone and it has a hemisphere. Now it has no color on it. So we have to color this whole playing top. So for coloring this whole playing top, what I have to do is for this cone, I'll like for the cone in the bottom, I have to color at the curved surface area of the cone. So let me write this as net area is equal to CSA of cone plus CSA of the hemisphere. That is what you have to do, right? Now for the cone, it is given that the diameter is 3.5. So cone के लिए radius क्या हो जाएगा? 3.5 by 2. Aditya, your dimension is incorrect. Centimeter cube is for volume. We have to calculate the area. So radius is 3.5 by 2 centimeters. What will be the height of the cone? That's a good question. How do you calculate the height?
The height is 3.25.
No, how did you get it?
Sir, it's by height of the top minus radius.
Height of the top minus radius. So basically this 5 centimeter is size of whole of the cone, or I mean whole of the playing top. So if I subtract this particular thing, which is the radius of the hemisphere, I'll get this height. So let's say h is the height. So h will be equal to 5 minus r. That means 5 minus 3.5 by 2. Okay. Now you have h and r. You can calculate the value of L with the formula square root of h square plus r square. Now going on to the hemisphere. So for hemisphere, we only need the radius and we also have it. So r is equal to 3.5 by 2. Just calculate the net area by putting the values. So pi r L plus 2 pi r square. That's it. Okay, any doubts in this question? Should we move to the next one? Guys, at least say yes or no. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Rather than calculating the final answer, I just want the approach. I mean, calculation is something which even you can do and I can do. So we are here to discuss different questions and their methods. Okay, Puneet, great. Now you can head over to the calculation part of it. Right, Alina? Okay, Dhruv, correct. And Nirban has also calculated the final answer. CSA. Mansi, what with CSA?
No, sir, nothing. I think I sent it by mistake.
Okay. Anirban, check your answer once more. I mean, the decimal places are incorrect. Okay, Aditya, correct.
So I'm sending the the method from which I
Okay.
got it.
Okay. Yes, Neki, Mansi, both of you are left. I don't want the final answer. I just want how you are solving it.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Aditya, right. Okay, surface area of hemisphere means the CSA or the TSA? Mansi,
TSA.
you have written surface area of hemisphere. So surface area is the curved surface area or the total surface area?
I guess curve surface area.
Okay, because these two are different. I mean, if in a question you get calculate the surface area of some figure, that means you have to calculate the total surface area. If it's the curved surface area, you have to mention the name. So it will be CSA of cylinder, but plus 2 times the area of hemisphere. So the figure would look something like this. This is the cylinder and 2 hemispherical things are over here. So yeah, net area will be equal to CSA of cylinder plus CSA of hemisphere into 2. Or rather, you can consider both of this as a sphere. Like if you combine both of those hemisphere. So tell me, what is the height of the cylinder?
72 centimeters.
72, sir.
Okay, height is equal to 72. How did you calculate it?
The total length is
108
minus
36.
diameter.
Right,
108
108.
minus 36.
Exactly, 108 minus 36. So that's 72 centimeters. Great. Cool. So that was about it. Let's move to the next question. Okay, frustum is not in the syllabus. Yeah, this one. You have studied about the buoyancy force in physics?
Yes, sir, last year.
Okay. Yes, Aditya, correct. Can you please explain this? Why is volume of cylinder equal to this? No, Puneet, it's incorrect. Okay, yeah, in that sense, 32/9. No. No, 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 no. You're somewhere correct. I mean, halfway correct, halfway incorrect. Anirban has answered. Yes, Anirban, correct. Anybody who is confused कि सर कुछ भी समझ नहीं आ रहा है क्या करना है? Neki, okay. Okay. So basically we have a cylinder, right?
Sir, I have answered.
Yes, Aditya, correct. And it has a what? Like it has water up to a
Okay, sir.
certain level. Okay. After this, you insert a spare into this. And of course, when you insert the spare into this, the water level would rise, right? So let's say initially water level was here. Now the water level is like this. And the spare is this much. And the earlier, the water level was around this much. Okay. So this particular height is given to you, right? This height is 3 whole 5/9. Now, Neki, can you tell me like this particular shape will be a cylinder?
By the volume of sphere.
Sorry.
The water will be increased by the volume of sphere.
Right, right, right. That's what the buoyancy force means. Like the volume of the figure, like volume of the shape immersed is equal to the volume of the water which gets raised up. So the thing is the water gets raised up in the form of a cylinder. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
This is actually an imaginary cylinder which gets created when you immerse a sphere into this. So you have the height of the hemisphere, like the cylinder has 3 whole 5/9. The radius is already given to you. No, sorry,
Yes.
radius is what we have to calculate. So radius is equal to, let's say, question mark. For a hemisphere, for the sphere, you have the radius, which is 6 centimeter. So just equate the volume. That means 4/3 pi r cube is equal to pi capital R square H. Let's say this is capital H. New volume minus old cylinder volume. No, but how do you calculate the old cylinder ka volume, Puneet?
Yeah, H is not given here, so we cannot do that.
Yeah. Okay, so basically in this question, the concept was you just have to relate the two volumes. That's all. I guess इसके बाद solve कर लोगे, Nikki?
हाँ, sir, got it.
Okay, nice. Try this question. Okay, it's very easy. Volume of cylinder minus volume of cone. Right, everyone has answered this only. Okay, no need to solve this then. You already have the height, you have the diameter, that means you have the radius. So yeah, it's just calculation after that. Okay, solve this question. Puneet, your dimension is incorrect. You've answered 6.28 centimeter cube. No. Anirban, even your dimension is incorrect. 200 pi centimeter. Centimeter is
Oh,
only for
so
length.
that was for previous question actually.
Yeah,
For
I'm
the
talking about,
2017.
I'm talking about the previous question only. So, one
So
second.
I've also answered for the 27th one.
Yeah, so for 27th one, the answer is 628.57 centimeter cube. Yes, Aditya, correct. Anirban, it has to be centimeter cube. That's all. Your answer is correct. And Puneet has some error in the decimals. Okay. Okay, yes, Anirban, correct. Alina, correct. Puneet, correct. Yes, Mansi, correct. Aditya, correct. Dhruv, correct. Great. Who is left? Only Neki, I guess. Yeah. Yes, Neki, are you stuck or still solving?
Sir, I have capital R cube upon small r cube is equal to 64 by 27.
Correct. So, okay. Capital R by small r, the whole cube is equal to 64 by 27. I can write this like that as this also.
Yes.
So if I take cube roots both sides, what I get is capital R by small r is equal to cube root of 64 divided by 27 ka cube root,
Yes.
right? So this is 4 divided by 3,
3.
right? Now you have to calculate the ratio of the surface areas. So surface areas are 4 pi capital R square divided by 4 pi small r square. 4 pi cancels out. That's r by r the whole square. So this is 4 by 3 the whole square, which is 16 by 9.
Yes.
Okay, so this comes out to be 16:9. Yeah, that's a very important concept. Okay, Alina, correct, great. Neki, correct. Mansi, correct. Puneet, correct. Anirban, correct. Great. Aditya, Dhruv,
Sir, I've answered long back.
no, I didn't get your answer.
Sir, one second, I'm answering once again.
Yes, Dhruv, correct. Okay, Aditya.
Did you get it?
All right. Yeah. So basically, जब भी we have questions related to melting, like every time try to equate the volumes. That's all. So questions ऐसे आते हैं कि let's say you have a cylinder and let's say you melt it into two small spheres. Okay, two identical small spheres. So what you will do is you'll do pi r square h, that is the volume of cylinder, is equal to 2 times the volume of these spheres. So that means 2 times of 4 pi capital R cube. So basically ऐसे volume equate करके they tell you to calculate the value of any one of the variable. Okay. Yeah, try this now. Rather than calculating the total surface area, just tell me what is the value of length, breadth and height. That's all. Okay, Dhruv, correct. Nice. Guys, you are sure ना कि frustum नहीं है syllabus में?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nikki, incorrect. Oh, its length 18 centimeters. Okay, yes, breadth and height are correct, but length is incorrect.
Yes, sir, sorry.
Elena, incorrect. Anirban, correct. Mansi, correct. Yes, Nikki, correct. Now, Elena, height will be 30 or length will be 30?
So the length,
Okay, I'll make the figure. I guess it'll be more clear after that. I'm not making the cube because I'm bad at drawing. So yeah, I'll make 5 different rectangles or squares. Or rather, let's make one cube. So yeah, this like only this length changes, right? The length add up. The height remains the same. Like this is the height. And this is the breadth. Okay.
okay, so got it.
Sir, did you see my answer?
Aditya. Yeah, correct. Okay, you all have your workbooks with you.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you a question. Try to solve that. Okay, solve 13.3.26.
So with some, please repeat.
13.3.26. Third level and the 26th question in that.
Okay.
So we have to give the answer in grams or kilograms.
Mm, anyways, it's okay. I mean, kilogram is actually a standard unit. So yeah, you can give in kilograms.
Okay, sir.
Anirban, your answer is incorrect. Aditya, correct. Mansi wants a hint. Okay, 1 second. No, Puneet, it's incorrect. Okay. Yes, Alina, correct. Okay. Yes, Mansi, tell me, where are you confused at?
Sir, is it correct?
1 second. Yes, Anirban, correct. Yeah.
So I know what's given, but I don't know how to approach it.
Okay. So basically we have a cubic centimeter. Okay, how many cubic centimeters of iron is required to construct a open box whose external dimensions are this, this, and this, provided that the thickness of the iron is this. Okay, so basically we have two boxes. I mean, this is one of the boxes. This is one of the box, and we have a thick layer of this. I mean, there is a coat, something like this. Okay, now the external dimensions are given to us. That means the length is 36 centimeter. The breadth is 25 centimeters. And the height is 16.5 centimeters. So these are the dimensions of the outer cube. Can anyone tell me what will be the dimension of the inner cube? The value of length, breadth, and height for the inner cube?
33, 22, 13.5.
33, 22, 13.5. Okay, Mansi, you tell me, can you calculate the dimensions of the inner cube?
Uh, we'll remove we'll subtract the thickness of iron from it. So we'll get the
Exactly.
answer.
So we'll remove the thickness. So that means 36 minus 1.5. Is that it?
No, so we'll not get that.
See, basically, I'll make the front face of the cube. So this is the front face, and let's say this is the external one, right? So this length is given as 36, and the thickness, which is this particular length, is how much? 1.5, and again this particular length is 1.5. So what we have to calculate is, we have to first calculate this particular length. Okay. So now tell me, how do you calculate the green length? Yes, Mansi.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's the way, like how to find it. I'm not getting that.
Okay. So if I subtract 1.5, like I have whole of this as 36. If I subtract this particular length and this particular length, will I get the green length?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
that means
So it's
36.
twice the thing.
Yeah, exactly. 36 minus 1.5 minus 1.5. Same goes with the breadth. So 25 minus 1.5 minus 1.5, and same goes with the height. So 16.5 minus this and minus this.
After that, we'll find the volume, right? So
Volume of,
external volume of iron, like cubic centimeters. So I think it's volume.
yeah, it's volume. That's a nice way to identify, right? If you get cubic centimeters, then of course you have to calculate the volume. So how will you calculate the volume now?
External minus internal.
Exactly,
We'll get the
external
answer.
minus internal. So yeah, net volume will be external minus internal, and the final answer is to be multiplied with 7.5 grams.
Okay, sir, understood.
All right, anybody who has any doubt in this question? The major part of the question is this, like how do you calculate the inner length, the inner breadth, and the inner height? That's all. Okay, try this then. Okay, first tell me how many meter cubes are equal to a liter? Or how many liter makes 1 meter cube?
Thousand.
Exactly, 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liters. And how many centimeter cubes are equal to a milliliter? Convert this meter into centimeter and this liter into milliliter. So basically you have to remember this, that 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liter. Let's derive it for the centimeter. So 1 meter cube means 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter, right? That is how it becomes a meter cube. Now this is equal to 1000 liters. Now you know 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So that means 100 centimeter times 100 centimeter times 100 centimeter is equal to 1000 liters, and 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters. So that means 1000 liter will be equal to 1000 into 1000 milliliters. Okay, let's cancel out the zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So all of the zeros gets cancelled out. 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter is 1 centimeter cube, and this is equal to 1 milliliter. So again, this is what you have to remember, that 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liters and 1 centimeter cube is equal to 1 milliliter. Nirvan has calculated the answer. Nirvan, very fast. Well, Anirban, your answer is incorrect. Aditya, correct.
So the same question we had done yesterday in school.
Okay, and tell me one thing, honestly, are you guys using a calculator for the calculations, or you're doing it by your own?
So rough work.
Rough work in the sense, a calculator,
Like
right?
sir, doing it by own.
Okay, so that means your calculations are very fast.
So actually I have not done this question right now. I just like answered because the same question I had done yesterday.
Okay. Yes, Anirban, it's not the 0.85, it's 0.75. And rest everyone, don't calculate the final answer. Just tell me how will you solve this. Okay. Yes, anybody who has any doubt, like solve करना ही नहीं आ रहा हो किसी को, how to proceed?
So, like first, do we need to find like 0.7 meter per second, and they have given like 30 minutes. So 0.7 into 1800 seconds. That will
Right.
give us like the amount of water flown. So is that the volume of the cylindrical triangle till the water is rise? That is it.
Yeah, that will be the height.
Then why have they given like the internal diameter is 2 centimeter?
That is, see, the situation is like this. You have a small pipe. Now through this water is flowing and you have a cylindrical tank, okay? So tank is like this. Assume this is circular. Okay, and water is like going from this pipe to this. That's the situation. So the rate is for this particular pipe, that's 0.7 meter per second, and the internal diameter is also for this, it's 2 centimeter. So radius will be of course 1 centimeter. Are you guys confused with this rate कि 0.7 meter per second को हम लोग को कैसे यूज करना है? Okay, yes, Alina, correct. Okay, now can anyone explain ki why we are multiplying 0.7 meter per second with that 60 times, I mean half an hour ka time into seconds? Why are we doing that?
Me, sir.
Yeah, anyone from you. You can go ahead if you
Because
want to
it's
explain.
given that how much water they are asking,
Yeah.
how much water will fill in half an hour.
Yeah, so acha, if I go like,
So
no,
we
tell
have
me
the
how.
speed and we have the time.
Okay, so that will be the distance. That means the distance of the pipe is that particular number, 0.7 into that 30 into 60 into 30. Sorry, 60. So basically what the thing is, you can assume that the length of the pipe, the question is actually why is length of the pipe this? Why we are taking length or the height as this? That's what I want to ask.
So that 5 we are only 13 to 16 to 60. Why it should be 1/2 into.
Okay, yeah, anyway, like whatever it is. But yeah, why is this height equal to this particular number? See, actually what we are doing is that 1 second mein how much amount of water flows? Like it's 0.7 meters. So 1 second mein 0.7 meter amount of water flows, and this particular radius, we know that it is 1 centimeter. So you can calculate the volume from here. That means pi r square h. So this volume is the amount of water flowing through the pipe in 1 second. Now we need to calculate that amount of volume which flows through the tank, I mean which flows through the pipe in half an hour. So basically we are multiplying pi r square h into like the time in seconds, half an hour in seconds. Okay, so that means 30 into 60. So basically हम लोग 1 सेकेंड पे देखते हैं, ऑब्जर्व करते हैं पाइप में कि कितना अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर फ्लो कर रहा है, and then we multiply it with the time like through which the water is flowing.
So your R will be taken as 1 or 40.
R will be obviously 1. Why 40?
But you are saying that we are finding the height of the pipe.
Yeah, so
But we
हमको
have to
इसका
find
height
the height
निकालना
of
है ना.
the tank, right?
Yeah, this height which we have to calculate. So this particular thing is equal to pi capital R square H, which is this volume. This volume. From the pipe, the water is going to the cylindrical tank. So first we calculated कि उस cylindrical pipe में से how much amount of water is flowing. Okay. So जितना water इस pipe से flow होगा and that all water is going into the cylindrical tank. So volume of water हमने निकाल लिया जो half an hour में flow हो रहा है, and that particular amount of water is equal to the volume of the volume of the cylindrical tank. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So R you have to find out, and you have the value of H as 40 over here. And in this case, H was 0.7.
Sir, R we have. I think R is 40.
Okay, R is 40. Yeah, my bad. R is 40. Any doubts in this question? Should we move ahead now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Okay. Okay, calculate the final answer for this question. Let's see. Yes, Mansi, correct. Okay, Anirban, your answer is also correct. Aditya, correct. Okay, it's super easy. As I told you, like when you melt the objects, it's just that you have to equate the volume. So volume of sphere is equal to volume of cylinder. Yes, Elena, correct. Yeah, try this question. Okay, Puneet, you want me to solve this? Anybody else?
Survey.
Yeah. Okay, Aditya has answered. Let me check. Yes, Aditya, correct. Correct, Anirban. Nice. Okay, I'll wait for 1 more minute and then we'll solve this. Alina, none of this. No, it's incorrect. Okay, who is not able to solve or not able to figure out that how can we solve this question? Puneet? Anybody else? Mansi? Dhruv? And Elena? Neki, what about you? Because only Anirban and Aditya have answered. Okay. So see, what we have is we have length plus breadth plus height. That sum of length plus sum of length, breadth, and height. The depth is of course the height. So L plus B plus H is equal to 19 centimeters. Okay. And we have the length of the diagonal. That means square root of L square plus B square plus H square is equal to 11 centimeters. So if I square both sides, I have L square plus B square plus H square is equal to 11 the whole square. So that means L square plus B square plus H square is equal to 121. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write the whole square for L plus B plus H. Anybody of you who knows the property or the identity A plus B plus C the whole square?
A square plus B square plus C square plus 2 whole like AB plus BC plus CA.
Okay. So L square plus B square plus H square plus 2 times of LB plus BH plus LH. Can I write it like this? Now, clearly these these all three terms contribute as the TSA. So that means, okay, so we have L plus B plus H. L plus B plus H is 19. So 19 the whole square is equal to L square plus B square plus H square. We also have this as 121 plus 2LB plus BH plus LH is of course the TSA. So plus TSA. So that means TSA is equal to 19 whole square minus 121. That's all. Okay, very nice question, very nice concept. Okay, using the two equations, like it's basically algebra which we are doing over here. So या तो इसको mark कर लो workbook में, और yeah, make sure whenever you go for the exam, you revise this concept. Okay, great. Let's move on. Yeah, try this question. Okay, yes, Anirban, correct. Nice. Are you guys actually not using a calculator? I mean, इतना fast calculate कर लेते तुम लोग? Yes, Anirban?
No,
No calculator.
so actually today we did this question in school. That's why I remembered the solution.
Okay. Yes, Puneet, correct.
So here I took like numbers, like I just assumed that radius and height were like one was 10 centimeter, one was 5 centimeter because this was an MCQ. But in writing the steps, how to do it then?
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll wait for like let's say 3 more minutes and see what's the answer. Okay, let's solve this then. Yeah. Rather than taking the constant values, I'll do it with the variable. So let's say the radius is r. Let radius be r. And I'm taking height as h. Okay. So let's make two columns, initial and the new one. So initially radius was r and height is h. Okay. Now in the new cone which we have, radius will be 20% of r. Now since the radius is increased by 20%, तो अभी तो हमने 20% निकाला radius का, अब इसको increase भी करना है इस amount से. So radius becomes r plus 20 by 100 of r. Similarly, height will be original height plus it is increased by 20%. So original height plus 20% of the height. इस step तक किसी को कोई doubt है?
No, sir.
Okay, great. So this solves out to 6r by 5 and this solves out to again 6h by 5. Okay. Now originally the volume is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Now the new volume becomes, let's draw a line. So the new volume is 1 by 3 pi, the new radius, which is 6r by 5, the whole square, times 6h by 5. Okay. So I'll take 1 by 3 pi r square h out of it. So 1 by 3 pi r square h times 36 by 25 times 6. Okay, 36 times 6 is 216, divided by 25 times 5 is 125. Right. So if this is the original volume, let's say I denoted by V, let's say V is equal to 13 pi r square h, and the new volume is V dash. So V dash will be equal to 216 by 125 into V. Right. यहाँ तक किसी को कोई डाउट है? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Now, how do you calculate the percentage increase? So percentage increase or percentage decrease का formula एक ही होता है, delta V. That means change in the volume with respect to the original volume. That means the initial place where you are starting. So change in volume divided by the original volume into 100. Now, what is the change in volume? It is V dash minus V. Since V dash is the new volume and V was the original volume, so V dash minus V divided by V into 100. So V dash is 216. So 216 by 125 V minus V over V times 100. इस स्टेप तक किसी को कोई डाउट है? Okay, so when you solve this, you get this as 91 by 125 into 100.
So can you read the first line in red?
Which one? Sorry.
So what is that sign before V?
Okay, this is delta. You're going to study this in your 11th class. So yeah, this means this sign is delta. Or you can like speak this as the change in volume, net change in volume. Okay, so this is how you represent this in a subjective paper. So when we will solve this, we'll get 72.8%. Are you guys writing this or can we move ahead?
Just a minute.
Okay, okay. You want to do one more question based on this concept? So that you get a hang of it, how we'll solve this.
Done, sir.
Okay, let's solve one more question based on this concept. Give me a minute.
So I got disconnected. Were you saying something?
No, we'll solve a question now. So yeah. Yeah, try this. You have to again calculate the percentage increase or percentage decrease, and also tell me what percentage, like the figure of the percentage as well.
So,
Yes.
in my test book, it is like an MCU question, but you have
Yeah,
given
yeah,
just the
yeah.
question.
Yeah, I don't want to give it in MCQ format.
Oh, okay.
So you have to tell me whether the volume gets increased, and if it gets increased, by what percentage it is increasing, or by what percentage it is decreasing.
Sir,
Yes, Aditya.
sir, up to what decimal place should I answer? I am getting
Up
till
to
4 decimal places.
up to two, up to two.
Okay.
And do mention if it's increased or decreased. Aditya, that is the percentage. Okay, might be possible.
Oh, sorry, sir, I forgot to add the percentage sign.
Okay, I don't know the final answer, but yeah, it looks like it's correct, Puneet. If the calculation is like really tough, you can use your calculator. I mean, you will not be allowed to use in your final exam, but yeah, ठीक है अभी हम लोग concept building पे ज़्यादा focus कर रहे हैं. What is this 0.99 centimeter cube?
So volume.
You don't have to, okay. Basically, you have to calculate the percentage increase or decrease. Question में लिखा हुआ है volume of the solid. Like in this question, you have to again calculate the volume of the cone is increased by how much? Volume of the solid is increased or decreased by what percentage? This is what you have to calculate. Okay, you want me to solve this or should I wait for your answers?
So can you solve?
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, again, I'll proceed with the same steps. So initial, final. Let's say initially the length was L, the breadth was P, the height was H. Now length is increased by 1%. That means L plus 1% of L. So this will be 101 by 100 L. The breadth is decreased by 3%. So that means B minus 3 by 100 of B. So that's 97 by 100 B. Okay. And height is increased by 2%. So that means H plus 2 by 100 of H is equal to, now like this is equal to 102 by 100 H. Okay. Let's say the initial volume is V. So V is equal to L into B into H. New volume V dash will be equal to 101 by 100 times 97 by 100 times 102 by 100 times L into B into H. Okay. So V dash is equal to this whole multiplication times V. Okay. Let me do this multiplication. So this comes approximately to 0.99 V. Okay. Let's calculate the percentage now. So V dash has actually decreased. So delta V or percentage change will be net change in volume divided by original volume into 100. So the net change is the volume has decreased. So it will be original minus final. So 0 V minus 0.99 V divided by V into 100. So this will be 0.01, 0.01, sorry, 0.001 into 100, and the final answer will be 0.1%. And obviously it's a decrement. So the volume gets decreased by 0.1%. Okay, guys, only 10 minutes is left. Do you have any doubts in this particular chapter?
No, sir.
Any other chapter?
No, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
so for one markers, will they be asking like what is the formula what to find L? Like, can they ask?
Yeah, they can ask, but still I feel there are less chances they ask these types of questions. Rather, they'll ask you, let's say that tangent wala property which you had in circles. This particular property, let's say that these are the two tangents and this angle is twice of this angle, this particular angle. So they might ask you questions like this, where you have to solve a bit, like not solve too much, a tricky question. And yeah, how many one marker questions are there in your exam? Do you know about that?
Sir, according to the sample paper, I don't think we have any 1 mark question. I think it's just 2, 3, and 4 mark questions.
Okay, so then the question has no point. And even if it's like if you get one marker questions, it's very rare that they ask the direct formula. They rather like they want you to derive
No,
the
sir.
formula. Yeah.
Like they can ask us to derive anything like that. I was
I
asking.
mean, yeah, they'll give you a specific condition. Let's say L is changed to this and H is changed to this. What will be the new L in terms of original L? Something like that. Not very simple, but not too hard also.
No
Okay.
doubt, this, sir.
Yeah. Any other doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so then let's do one last question and we'll wrap it up. Yeah, do this and let's check. Okay, do this question.
So can you once again explain what is the meaning of surmounted?
Surmounted means that it's on the top, a solid cylinder surmounted by a cone. So cone is on the top of the cylinder.
Okay.
Two h by L. Okay, so L is what? Square root of h square plus r square.
Yeah, but how should we, like, if we, even if we substitute it that way, h will not get cancelled.
Yeah, so that's the final ratio. I mean, in terms of h and r.
Okay.
Because the radius is same, the height is also same. Yeah, so it will be pi r square h. Okay, sorry, my bad. Not pi r square h. So then the heights are equal pi r. Okay. So 2 pi rh divided by pi rl. This cancels out. 2h divided by square root of l square h square plus r square. If the question had been like if their heights are equal and like the height is equal to the radius, then this will be 2 times of h divided by square root of 2 times of h. This cancels out. And will be root 2 by 1. So root 2 is to 1. Okay, guys, any doubts in any of the question which we did today? If you want, I will share this PPT and yeah, if you have not written anything, you can do it.
So can you show
That's
the
all.
last question working?
This question or this?
No, no, no. Yeah, just one, just a second.
Sir, is my answer wrong?
So I still don't get how you got root 2h in the denominator.
So I've changed the question. Actually, I've written if height is equal to
Okay.
radius, then Aditya, why you have written r square minus h square? What is L in terms of r and h?
So like L is equal to root R square minus I square, right?
Minus h square, is it? L is equal to square root of h square plus r square, not minus.
Oh, so sign mistake or I forgot.
Yeah, and even you have not put the square root.
So I was unable to
Okay,
put
okay, okay.
the
Yeah,
so
I
I've
got
put
it.
the slash thing like.
All right, all right.
Sir, is it wrong because you have written root 2 is to 1?
Okay, forget all this. I mean, I've changed the question. At the end, I wrote that the height is equal to the radius. So yeah, you can wrap it off. This is the final answer. Okay.
So where did the 2h came from? Because when I have written like I am not getting 2h.
What is the CSA of a cylinder?
Pi RH.
Pi RH.
2 pi RH.
Yeah, so that's 2 pi RH and pi RL is the CSA of cone. So yeah, that's it. So there is no 2 which gets cancelled out, no? So this 2 remains in the numerator.
Okay.
All right then, let's end the class. Okay guys,